Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
So this is the Sinners and Saints segment because Martin Luther, the famous theologian from Germany, said famously that we're sinners, but we're absolved because of what Jesus did for us. And so I like to talk about somebody that's alleged to have committed some kind of crime or wrongdoing. And then I like to talk about somebody who's doing something really great. And the saint for this week are some unnamed people that have allegedly been arrested for having their kids handcuffed to the bed.
You said
and
saint,
also,
Todd. See, this is why you keep me around.
Huh?
This is why you keep me around. I always wonder. You said saint instead of sinner.
Oh, well, yes. This is the alleged sinner, the person that handcuffed their kids to the bed. And so I'll just ask both of you, when does that rise to the level of abuse? I mean, who gets to decide is that abuse?
Ultimately, a judge would decide that, but the caseworkers on the ground have a lot of power, so it's in their discretion. And I have no doubt that a judge would instantly approve that affidavit if it alleged that children were being chained to anything, let alone, I'm sure there were some other facts that were put into the affidavit, but the caseworker actually even has emergency powers. So if they see that, they can do that. They can remove children even without a judge's order in an emergency. And that would definitely rise.
So you're talking about a caseworker for Child Protective Services, right?
Correct. And so if they had good information that was going on, they would take immediate action to protect those children. And then the case,
Okay, go ahead.
The case can go on for a year or be extended even after that. But for the immediate, the laws and the statutes and all the officials involved are going to be looking at safety first. And they can figure it out later, but they're going to, they'll provide due process and constitutional rights for the parents or whatever caregiver is accused. But in the immediate, the first action is safety for the child.
Okay, so one of the hidden legal issue blind spots here is that parents have to take care of their children, or the state of Texas will take them away. Right?
Very true. Yes, that's true.
Erin, will you talk about a saint that you heard about or learned about when you were growing up?
Yeah, as I was mentioning, I grew up Catholic, went through all my sacraments growing up. And so when I did my confirmation, we got to pick a saint to represent us. And so at the time I had picked Saint Philomena, who's the patron saint of youth, children. I feel like there's a couple things too, maybe like a cat or something, but that really represented me. And like I mentioned earlier, I've always wanted to work with kids and young adults. And so I felt that really exemplified what I was passionate about. And now I've come to Thru Project, and, all the other work that I've done, I've been able to do that. And so, yeah.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you.
This is Talk Law Radio with Shannon Roberta Salmon Haas and Erin Garcia, Program Manager with Thru Project, TRU Project. And we're talking about helping foster children before they turn age 18 and after they, quote unquote, age out of the system. And before the last break, the last segment, Erin was talking about some of the programs to help foster children after they age out of the system to get started in college and to have somewhere to live in college. And so now I wanted to talk about how Thru Project pays for something like that. Thru Project probably needs to raise money. What can you say about that, Erin?
Yeah, I mean, um, so much of what we do, like we wouldn't be able to do it without funding. It's like so many nonprofits, and so a lot of the funding that we get is through grants, whether it's through foundations or the community here in San Antonio, the county. But of course, a lot of it comes from our donors themselves, people that are passionate about this and want to make a monthly contribution or a one-time donation. But we have our big fundraising gala coming up this Saturday, September 27th. So here at the end of the month. And that's just a really great opportunity to learn, of course, about what we do, but also enjoy the evening. We're going to have casino games, entertainment. We're going to recognize some community partners, as well as some of our participants in the program as well, too. And so, this is available if anybody wants to attend. They could purchase a ticket to this gala. I know Shannon is one of our board members, and so she's been helping out with, everything going on with the gala planning as well, too. And so Shannon will be there as well as our Thru Project staff. And so, we invite anybody in the community that would like to hear more about this, want to give back. With the evening, we're going to have raffles and live auction, silent auction packages. So there's many ways to participate, and all of that funding goes to Thru Project and our programs. And so we wouldn't be able to serve as many participants as we do if it wasn't for just like the generosity of our community, really.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read on your website that you had some special recognition as a public charity. Do you know what those certifications are?
As a public charity?
Right. The Thru Project is recognized as being a transparent financially. They've been recognized by United Way, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know about that?
Yeah, so we're part of two different United Way campaigns. One is the Safety Net program, and then Successful Students. And so we receive funding through the United Way for our housing program, specifically the college housing program, as well, I believe, for a mentorship program as well, too. So to be able to, help as many participants as we can. And so, yeah, so we're recognized with the United Way. Another big recognition that we got this year is we became a trauma-informed care certified agency here in San Antonio. And so that took a lot of time and changes and practices to be recognized as a trauma-informed care agency. And with that, that kind of means we recognize with the participants, the clients that we serve, that they've experienced trauma at some point in their life because of entering the foster care system. And so with that trauma, brings up different behaviors and different signs and all these things that they might talk about themselves a certain way or speak on things a certain way. And we recognize that that's not them. That's coming from the trauma that they have experienced. And, we change our language, we change, our office and everything for them all to feel comfortable when they come to Thru Project. And so we want to make everybody feel included and safe when they're with us.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was asking
Mm-hmm.
about. I just couldn't find
Okay.
my notes. So you were able to answer that. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much. And I have heard that United Way will only help other charities that are financially transparent and do a good job with the funds that they're given. So that speaks volumes about the way Thru Project is run. Shannon, had forgotten that you were on the board. How is that going for you?
It's been very rewarding. Yeah, thank you very much for asking. I learn a lot, and it is very, very rewarding. I never would have known how much work it is to put together something like a big gala like that, and it's rewarding is one word that I would pick. I was hoping to ask Erin because we really focused on housing quite a bit, and a big part is the mentorship. And I remember a while back, I don't know if it's still the same, I'd have to get updated information, but we weren't getting as many male mentors. We were kind of heavy on the female side, and so when they're matching up mentees with mentors, like for example, if someone was interested in the law or broadcasting, they would match that person up with someone in the community that's doing that. But Erin, do you know if we're still needing more male mentors, or did it even out?
Before you answer that, Erin, we're going to have to take a break. Well, we'll
Okay.
come back and talk about that in the fourth segment, which is the legacy segment. So we're also going to ask you about, what do you want your legacy to be for your family? How do you want to be remembered? What do you want to achieve in the community that will leave a lasting impact? So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, perfect.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.